What's up with it, YouTube? We have another good video. I'm excited about this video because this is my nephew and we're gonna freshen him up. So I'm gonna give him a ball fade, but I'm gonna keep it kind of low in the back. So with that, man, just make sure you like, subscribe, support this channel. If you like what you see, hit the notification bell so you can be up to date on the video. Like I said, like this video for me and my nephew. This is TK with Cuts by Kelly. Let's get into the video. So now y'all know I break down my videos into different parts. The debulking part is what I'm doing right now. I am going with the number 2 at the moment, all the way open. And I'm trying to thin out the hair that's transitioning from the side to the top. And anytime I'm doing this process, it's going to be the 2 open, the 1 open, and then I usually go 0 open at the end. So this process is mainly to get the hair out the way, to clear the hair out the way so we can see, we can have a clean canvas, we can see where we're fading at, and then once we do this, then we just fade into all the area that we debulked or we thinned out, and it just makes it easier for us to fade, because otherwise it's complicated to get from bald to a number 4. But when we thin out the hair on the side with the number 2 and the number 1, like you see I'm doing right now with the number 1, it's easier to fade from the bald to that number 1 versus fading from bald to the number 4. So that's why this process is so important, and we do it at the beginning. Now I'm setting my ball line at the bottom, and this is all a part of the debulking stage. And once I finish doing this, then I start setting my guidelines for my fade. The fade is simply the process of doing closed quarter, 3/4 open with your clippers. And besides that, that's all the fade is. But this process is the debulking process, and like I said, for this process is really important because you're really setting yourself up to fade. If you do this process good, it's going to make the fading process easier. So now that we're finished the debulking process, we're going into the fade process, which is close, quarter, 3/4, and open. Right now I have on my 0 guard. I'm starting from my middle line like I usually do. It's totally fine to start from that bottom line, the ball line, but if you're going to start from down there, you're going to take this guard off. You'll do close quarter, 3/4, and open with no guard on. And then once you get to your middle guideline, you'll put your 0 guard on and do what I'm doing now, which is close, then quarter, 3/4, and open. And when you get to your open notch, you want to be right underneath the 1 open that you did with the debulking process. So you want to use your 0 open right underneath the 1 that you left with the debulking process. And that's how you will fade fade into your higher hair. You're actually fading into that number one that you did initially in the debulking process, if that makes any sense. So I want to show this part. You can see the angle that I'm taking right now. I'm going sideways to get this fade right here in the back because his hair grows sideways. So this is the technique that you do with the ball fade. If it's high around the swirl, it's always the same process, like I always repeat. The only difference is I'm going to the side. I'm going in the direction of the hair. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes as you're fading, you're gonna see some hair that's hard to come off, and it's probably because you just need to take a different angle to get the hair off. And once you try that, if it doesn't work, then maybe you need to go a little bit lower in that area. But typically, if you try those two things, those two options, then you should be able to get the weight out or get the dark spots out. So you can see, like I was saying, right here in the back, how his hair is going towards the left. It's growing that way. So like I said before, in order for me to get it out, totally get the lines out, I need to take a different angle to get that hair out. His hair, like I said in the back, it grows to the side right there, and you can see on this side of the head to the left, it just grows straight down. And so it can be challenging, but once you start learning those rules, then it just makes it easier for you because you have that better understanding of what you need to do to get those hairs faded. Spot check. Man, this part right here is really important for your fade because this is how you make it all seamless. You thinned out the hair or you debulked it. You faded the hair, and so now it's basically the development of your eyes, which is the main part of fading hair and cutting hair. The more you see, the better you can make your cuts. And so it's just a process. You have to cut a lot of hair, and you got to see a lot of hair being cut to develop your eyes faster. But this spot check is basically you're looking at different areas of the haircut, and you're just trying to fix them. This is another thing I do a lot when I'm doing my spot check. I line them up sometimes, and it's just to break up the process in a sense, because when you're fading and fading and fading, sometimes your eyes start to deceive you, and you don't know where a spot's at. You don't know how to get the spots out. So I usually just stop and I'll start lining, and once I line, it's like the lining just open my eyes even more to different spots that I may have missed, and then I can go back into the haircut and then start to address those areas that I see. And so like I said, the spot check is real important, and the more your eyes develop, the more seamless and the better your fades will be. So Now you can see we're on the other side. We already debulked it. Now we're doing our fading process. Like I said before, usually I start from the middle and I fade to the top. Then I go to the very bottom and then fade into that middle spot. But you definitely don't have to do it this particular way. You could just set your guideline in the middle, start from the bottom with no guard, do your fading process all the way up to the middle, then put your guard on, and then do your fading process to the top. So we're trying to connect the sides to the top. So like I said, in this fade, once you do your debulking process, the last step of the fade is with the zero guard. And you're gonna go all the way open right underneath the number one guard that you did in the debulking process. And please just leave a comment if it's understandable what I'm saying. I'm trying to make it as plain as possible, and I just hope you understand what I'm talking about. But also, with that being said, if you're still here, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you can be up to date on the videos that I come out with. Just join the team. Right now we're just trying to elevate barbers and whoever is cutting hair, whether it be the mom, the dad, the aunt, the uncle, whoever it is. If you're trying to save money cutting hair and you don't want to give a bad haircut, that's what this channel is about. Just getting everybody elevated in barbering. So we're right here in the back, and we're going to do the same thing. I'm starting from the bottom, and I'm going to fade to that middle section. So that's going to be closed, quarter, 3/4, and open with the no guard. So like I said, for me, I usually do the top part first. I already did that. So now I'm just fading into that. One thing I just want to point out is it's going to take time for you to develop in fading and then haircutting and then in general. So just give yourself some room for error. We're gonna mess up. I still mess up to this day, and definitely someone who's just starting out is not going to be as good with fading, but it's all a process. So the more you do it, the better you get, and that's what all of us are trying to do, just trying to get better each and every day that we fade. So just give yourself some time and don't be so hard on yourself, because I know that's how I was, and sometimes I still am like that, but just give yourself some time and some room, space to mess up, but just start again. Each client you have, try to make them look the best that you can. So we made it to the edge up, all the lining. This part is self-explanatory. You're just trying to sharpen up the edges of the hair, and Like I always say, less means more in this, so you don't want to take out too much hair. You just want to take out just enough to make it sharp, but not too much to make it like you creating a whole new line. You can see the fade on the side that it doesn't look bad at all. Um, has a little spots here and there, but that's what the cleanup is for. Like I say, usually I'll go over the line, and if I see anything, I just do one last spot check. Um, but like I said before, if you're still here, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Join the team, and also share the video with someone. So we're getting my nephew all the way together. You can see he's looking good, got his lining fresh. His hair is high on top, and we got the sides fading to it real good, and I think he likes it. um, One thing I can say though, with flat tops, high tops, and all that, this is definitely not one of your easiest cuts. Um, that's why it's important that you do have this process or have a process. Um, so it just makes it easy. Once you have the process, it makes it easier, should I say. It makes it easier because you know what you have to do and you just stick to the process, and it just makes it easier for you to get to this point of the haircut. But besides that, I appreciate all those who like, subscribe, and even watch this video. This is TK with Cuts by Kelly. Just make sure you subscribe, like I said before. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. With that, I appreciate you.